So I'm joined here with Lakeside World Champion Neil Duff.
How we doing?
How are we doing?
Yeah,
how does it feel
good.
to have that great title then?
It's still, I think it's still kicking in. It's just every day is so surreal. Ever since I've won it, it's just opportunity after opportunity is coming along, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
And it's the first one back from COVID as well. It's been a big break, and there's been a lot of talk about what the demise of the BDO, what's gone on. WDF have stepped in and filled the void really well. Put on a tournament. You've gone and won it. There's a lot of big names you've followed on there.
Yeah, it's contended as the first WDF one, and I suppose there was a lot of speculation on whether it was ever going to happen, one thing and another. But yeah, WDF, the guys really pulled together, and I think coming off the back of COVID, financially it must have been tight, hard for them. Ticket sales tight, but yeah, they got there in the end. It was a really, really good week. And
it's still a very special place, isn't it? I went down on a couple of the nights, and you walk in and you still feel that, you know, it's got an edge about it, hasn't it?
It's just the iconic stage, just has its own persona to it. So it's just to walk out there, and like I was talking to some of the other guys, mature, experienced players, and they even said that the buzz that they got from walking out on that stage is different than any other place they'd ever played, you know. And, yeah, Lakeside's a home of darts, and for me, watched it growing up as a kid, and so for me to go out there, but yeah, it was some experience.
And so when was the first time you were? Was it the first time you've ever been there in this tournament, or have you played before?
It was the first World Championship. I played there. They had the World Masters. The Winter World Masters was there a few years ago.
Yeah, yeah. But that strangely wasn't quite. That didn't have the intensity that the Lakeside, the Worlds did it?
Back then, it was because it was the World Masters, and they had the qualifiers and all for it. It was dart players was the crowd.
Yeah.
Whereas the Lakeside dart fans are the crowd, and that's what makes it more special because they're watching every dart. But it doesn't. The WDF crowd's a different crowd than the PDC crowd, where it's not all singing and they're actually there for the darts.
It's best of order on most people's throws, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And then the noise, as soon as that third dart's in, you get the noise. And
yeah. But you know that they're watching every dart because you can hear them, and
they're so close as well, aren't
they? Yeah.
I mean, you're literally walking back. They're touching
distance. Yeah. I've kind of found that the walkout was a bit strange because it's so high, everyone's on the ground, so you're having to walk along.
Yeah.
They got there, you know. Obviously, you're seeing it from Murray O'Brien's point of view, she fell off the stage.
I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah, she just flipped straight off it, so she did. But
I bet you've never let her forget that.
No. I was actually doing interviews after my match whenever it happened. One of the guys came in and says, OB's just fell off the stage. So by the time I had come back out again, she was back out. She was sitting with the feet up, ice pack on it, and yeah, I was talking to her last week, and she's fully recovered from it.
and more of an interesting side to the story as well. The darts you won the title with, Joe Cullen darts, you bought them off Melvin, who's got the stand there. So talk us through that.
Yeah, I just played my first couple of matches, first couple of rounds. Just felt a wee bit as if I needed a new set just for the proper grip. Melvin was at the back with the Red Dragon stand, and I grabbed a set of darts off him and straight onto the stage. And
what, literally that straight on?
Straight on the stage, yeah. And maybe
Did they feel comfortable? It's like you just like
maybe 3-9 darts with them in the practice room. They're so good at dart that you just pick them up and they're exactly the same as what I'm throwing, you know.
Have you asked Joe for some royalties yet, or have you?
Like I said, I think hopefully in a few months' time, Joe will play my set of Neil Duff darts.
Right. So yeah, we are looking at working on some of those today. Do you want to talk us through some of those changes you're looking for in the set?
Yeah, I'm actually not really looking for too much of a change. Obviously, I'll have my own personal touch to it, but for the actual structure of the dart, it'll be pretty much the same. Just change some of the grip and tinker about with them.
You're talking about the nose coming down potentially? I mean, we've not tested them yet. I mean, this is just...
Just as a thought for me, I would rather have, instead of the ribs going horizontal around the dart, I would rather have them coming down towards the point.
So that's going to be quite a significant difference because you hold at the front slightly. So it will feel subtly different.
It will, but for me, the grip is all in the scallop. If I can hold the scallop, so that's where the majority of the grip is. If you've got that right, the rest is only just it's really just there and for the dart to sit there, you know. I don't hold the front of it. It just sits against my finger, but all the grip is in the scallop.
And have you looked for the sort of perfect set, the set that you really want for a long time, or how did you come across the set?
Actually, I had been using a set of super darts. Went to a competition in Scotland, and someone stole them off the table before I played first match. So I literally just lifted a set of darts off the table. It was just a set of my friend's darts, and won. And he said, "Keep them." I said, "Yeah, I'm going to keep them because I'm playing fantastic with them."
Oh, you did play really well with them?
Yeah. I had something like 17 180s or something. So it just went, oh, they're the darts for me. But you always will. You tinker about, you get the right setup, but
so that
you know yourself.
They were just Joe Cullen darts off the table?
Yeah.
So you've had a set off the table, 17, set from Melvin, World Champion.
Yeah.
It's easy, isn't it? So when did you actually start thinking you had the ability to win a major tournament? I mean, you started late. You told me you were 29 when you started playing in house.
Started playing when I was 29. Played local league, then progressed to counties. Played a few, got a few caps for Northern Ireland. And then you start to realise, there's a future in this here. You can actually want to. Like darts is like anything, you'll get out of it what you want to put in. I think you have to invest the time, and so I started practicing more, started doing a few of the tours, and for me it was like I was serving my time.
Yeah.
So so after kind of lockdown, I had a lot of time to play, played a lot of online stuff.
So did you see your game improving through that period then?
100%.
Was that because you actually play more and more competitively?
Yeah, but I think maybe because you're playing in your own environment, you relax more and you learn to relax more.
Yeah.
And it's like any practice, if you can carry that onto the stage game or onto a floor event, you're always going to be doing well.
So to get your peak performance for you is you almost need to be nice and relaxed to play a good game.
Absolutely.
Not intense and up for it, just nice and relaxed and focused.
The best dart players are the guys who relax the most. I've worked along with Stephen McKibben from Assured Hypnotherapy for the last 2 years. And it's,
he's worked with quite a few of the dart players. Scott Mitchell as well.
Worked with Scott when he won the one with Glenn Durant. But it's all about just relaxing. He teaches you to relax, to breathe, to keep your heart rate down, to super focus. And so
it's almost not meditative, but you're almost on a trance kind of thing.
Yeah, but the week of the Lakeside, I felt like
you were outside yourself.
From my first interview, I'm not losing this. I'm here. I'm not going to try my best. I win this, and I had that instilled in my brain. No one could have talked me out of it.
You just felt you were going to win.
Yeah, and I think that my opponents picked up on that mental strength because it had been kind of on the post and pre-match interviews. John Rawling had made quite a big deal out of it, and
so it was almost your feeling was I can't lose.
Yeah,
and that's something I've spoken with the guys. Gezi Price is almost like the switch I saw in him when he sort of said the difference, and Michael Van Gerwen the same. They sort of say the real belief when you've got it is when you feel you can't lose, and it's not I'm going to win. It's I can't lose.
But that's the thing.
If we could bottle, what a secret.
Every player hits a purple patch, and it's. Whenever I played Jim McEwen, I went 3-0 down. He had a shot to win it. But after he missed, I went into this where I knew as soon as the dart left my hand, I knew exactly where it was going.
So you'd almost seen it before.
Yeah, I think I banged 11 or 12 180s in the last 3 sets. Because I just knew that once you get your body relaxes.
So what was it that you needed to get 3 sets down before? Or was it... What you couldn't find it before? What was the switch?
It's not that I couldn't even find it because I was still averaging 93, 94. But Jim McEwen was hitting first dart every dart. It was like it was like 90% on his doubles for the first 3 sets, and it was destroying me. It was hurting me because I'm sitting on a double and he's checking out a figure checkout, and when that happens persistently, you do so. After the break, come out 3-1 down, and I come in and I just something new. And Charlie Costafine was the referee, and I walked over to Charlie, pulled my darts, and says, "You're here to the last set." And he gave me a cheeky wee smile, and But I knew once Jim started missing, then I started to bully him.
Yeah.
So it did, and because you're 3 sets down, because he's had a match start, I think you just kind of go,
oh, no,
well, I've nothing to lose now.
Yeah.
And so you free play, it just becomes so much easier. You know, yeah.
Well, it's brilliant. And to go and take the title against Thibaut, that was a sort of first Frenchman in the final.
Yeah, that was
nice guy as well, Thibaut.
That was another one too, where like 5 sets, I wasn't really playing, but I was still there.
Yeah, you were still hanging around.
Yeah, but then once I started to give it the beans and got the crowd behind me, because I feed off the crowd. I love a stage event. I'd rather play a stage event than a floor event because I love the crowd. And once I started giving that there, they started giving it to me back. And it's like they feed you with the energy. And it was like any of my matches that I played that week. And Tony O'Shea touched on it. My opponents looked tired.
Yeah,
I felt that I could do an hour 5 sets every time, you know. But that was because that's the energy I was getting back.
Before, you do keep yourself fit, don't you? And mentally and quite sharp physically as well.
Yeah, I'm a joiner by trade, so I mean, my work was physical.
Yeah.
I've not been doing any of that now, but even from the Lakeside, knowing that I've been home 3 days since the Lakeside, so I've been on the road constant. So you have to adapt your diet, your alcohol intake. You know, you just have to look after your body physically. But I don't really sleep a lot, so I'm up just like 6 a.m. every morning.
Oh, right.
But I put my earphones on and I go for a walk, and that helps with the mental strength side of things as well. You know,
the physical side of it. Yeah.
Especially being away from home.
Because you know, that lifestyle of you can be playing late, you can be, then you can eat bad food. So I think it's we keep saying it. Are we seeing a huge amount of people doing it? Not as many who say they are, but I think the guys that really get ahead on that fit and keeping fit will do really well.
Yeah, but the thing but especially when you're playing these competitions with the longer format, you need to be mentally and physically prepared for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't sit there and knock a kebab into you 10 minutes before you go on to play, you know.
No, you've got to be right.
It has to be done properly, and when you're treating it as a business, then you have to make them sacrifices, you know.
So the plans, are you going to obviously stay with the WDF system for now? What are the...
WDF now until I'll go and retain my title.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I'll go and defend it anyway. 15 July, so I'll maybe do a few of the seniors events. A lot of exhibition work. And once we get up around Christmas time, then we'll start.
I'm not sure where the stance is on obviously the Grand Slam. I think obviously there hasn't been an invite for it. So hopefully you might get an invite to the Grand Slam.
Yeah, well, I haven't heard anything from it yet, but the signs are good.
It's
one I would love to play.
I think it's great if you do get an invite. I think you certainly deserve one. So but that for me is a great tournament when it did have a bit more of the rivalry per se. It's such
but I think it's good for darts though too. Just to blend the two organisations together. And the WDF are quite close with the PDC now. Anyway, Richard Ashton does a lot of work with the PDC and that as well. So hopefully it comes off. But if it does, it does. If it doesn't,
just work hard, defend the title, and then just. Take as it comes.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to do before then. I'm off to Australia, end of July. Then for the Australian Open, we get invite to that there. So really looking forward to that there. Pacific Masters. So there's still a lot of travelling to do, but I have to still set myself little targets.
Yeah.
So I'm guaranteed to get back to the Lakeside again. My target is to get back on the number one, the WDF number one spot,
number one,
and carry that there right through until the Lakeside again.
Well, you've got to, by your own admission, you work hard. You joined us at Red Dragon. We're going to be looking to launch you a new set of darts. We wish you all the best for the future, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.
Thanks very much. Ta.